Welcome back, traders. It's Kenya with BK Forex Academy, and in this video, I am going to show you our moving averages trading strategy that will take your trading to another level. So be sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you know when we release new content. Now, one question we often get asked is how to trade with moving averages. First, let's discuss what are moving averages. So the moving average is an indicator on your chart that helps you to smooth out price. All right, so this is a moving average, this purple line that you're seeing on my chart. Don't think too hard about the definition of a moving average. When you look them up, it sounds pretty technical, kind of difficult to understand. The most important thing is that you know how to use moving averages. So we use the 50-period moving average. To apply this to your chart, you're simply going to go to your trading platform. Now, I use TradingView. So if you click on indicators right here at the top, you're simply going to search moving averages inside of your indicator list. You're going to click moving average, and the new updated version shows 2 lines. I only use 1. So if you use the 2 lines, I would get rid of the 1 and just use the moving average. So I'm going to click on my settings here. You can see to the left I have these 2 symbols here that says BB and MA. So if I click on this middle icon here, it gives me the settings. I'm using a 50 close and 0 for the offset. Here's my style. You can pause this video, and here's my visibility. So I use a 50-period moving average. There are different types of moving averages you can use. I am focusing on the 50-period smooth moving average, okay? So let me show you exactly how we use this for our trading. So after you have added it to your chart, one important thing that you need to understand is that we never use indicators on its own for analysis or for trade entry. We only use them to confirm and support what we have already established with price action. So let me show you how on GBP Chef on the daily, how I start my analysis from the daily. Now I'm looking for possibly a swing or intraday opportunity. And you can see right now I'm on the daily time frame. So I am on the daily. You can see clearly that we have a downtrend on the daily. So preferably I would have wanted to be bearish on this particular pair. However, there is an interesting setup that I see right now. So going out to the weekly, one of the things you can see is that price is holding support right here at the 2100 level, and this was in previous area of strong resistance as well. You can see every time the market has come here, look exactly what it has done. So it has come here, it has reversed, it has come here, and it has reversed several times. So considering that, we want to pay attention to these areas on our chart where the price could potentially come and show some reaction within that area. And it definitely has done that. So I'm going to mark that zone or be paying attention to, okay, this is my dominant level of support here. All right. So I'm going to be looking at this as a key level, and I'm going to mark this as my support. Now, I am looking at the fact that we have an impulse here on the weekly. We have a nice correction that has happened, big picture. And now I'm looking at price does not want to go any lower. If I go down to the daily time frame, I can see a little bit more clearly what's going on here. So you can see how price is holding support in this area, and it's currently rejecting this level. So considering that this has been a downtrend and price does not want to go any lower, I'm also looking at how buyers are coming in and possibly pushing this price up. So I'm going to go down to the lower time frame, to the 4-hour. And because I believe that price does not want to go any lower, I'm going to look for a possible trend reversal trade. All right, so we just got a alert on OddsChef, just hit our TP3. So, all right, let's get back to the video. So now you can see here that I previously had a downtrend. I had a downtrend and price was moving sideways here. So we had some consolidation right within here. You can see where the price moved sideways, and then we got a breakout to the upside. So because I already established that I possibly want to trade GBP Chef for a trend reversal, because on the daily, I believe that this price is going to push back up and possibly come to about the 2290 area, which is where my crosshair is right now. I am considering how I want to approach this on the lower time frame, which is the 4-hour. So you can see that it broke structure here on the 4-hour. This is actually our previous high right here. So let me just move this out the way. So this is actually our previous high right here. Price broke that level, and now we're getting a retest back into that same area. I'm going to pop my 50 MA on here, and one thing that you can see is that, let me just get rid of that. When I pop my 50A on here, we got a break of this level here. So we got a break, and this bullish candle also crossed my 50 MA. So I decided that once that happened, once this broke structure, what I wanted was, you can approach this two ways. So notice that this is a trend reversal on the lower time frame. It was in a downtrend, and now it is breaking to the upside. You had confirmation here that price didn't want to go any lower. So how we use the 50 MA is, if we're going to use this for a trend reversal, we want to see that the previous structure was broken, which it was. Price crossed above our 50 MA. This confirms that the trend on the current time frame is changing. And now look, let's see how many pips this went in profit this morning since we started our session. So right from the start of the session, this went about 62 pips in profit. That's amazing for an intraday trade, okay? For intraday, you only need about 30, 40 pips. Okay, so this went about 60 pips in profit. Now look what's happening, guys. This is coming back down to retest the previous level broken, okay? And it's also respecting our 50 MA. So I am predicting that short term, this will move upward. And as long as this stays above the 50 period moving average, this 50 period moving average is now acting as a level of support. So now this was my most recent support here. I'm going to delete this area. And now because price has broken this area, this is the support that I now have my eyes on right here, which was also previous resistance. And you can see that price is holding as support. You see that? So now what I'm expecting, I've already profited this morning, but I believe that more upside is coming. So where can I place my stop loss? I love this because I can strategically place my stop loss below the 50 period MA, possibly about 20 pips or so below the 50 period MA. And if it continues to reject this support, I'm expecting for this price to push to the upside. So that is one way that we use the 50 period moving average in a strategy like this, is for trend reversal. You can also use this for trend continuation. So for example, let me show you a trend continuation trade. So in this, let's say in this particular pair, let's look at GBP Chef, and let's look at this here where we had a downtrend. All right. So we had a downtrend here, and you can see that we had areas of previous support, which became resistance. We had an area of previous support, which became resistance. And look how it also adhered to our trend line resistance. And also it adhered to our 50 MA. So again, as long as the price, if in this case, if you have a bearish trend, this 50 MA confirms that you are in a downtrend. Price is below your 50 MA. You will want to get short once price pulls back into a previous area of strong support, which came future resistance. You also have a flag here. So this is a lot of confirmation for a trade, okay? And you could have gotten short right there. So that is how you use the 50 period MA for a trend trade. So this is on the 4 hour. Remember, you can use this on every time frame, but you need to understand how to use the higher time frame in order to be able to drill down and make those decisions on the lower time frame. So you want to start on the higher time frame and then be able to drill down to the lower time frame to make those decisions. This is how we trade with the 50 period moving average for reversal trading and also for trend trading, specifically with the 50 period moving average. I recommend that you go back over this video, note the steps that I took on how I found the particular trade setup, the execution that I went through with the 50 period moving average, and notice how I find my levels on the higher time frame, and then I use the moving average to drill down to let those levels help add confirmation to trade entries and also even trade exits. So one thing you got to keep in mind is that, okay, if you're in a downtrend and price all of a sudden breaks to the upside and it crosses your 50 period MA, this is a signal that you need to get out of the trade, that the trend might be changing on this particular time frame. So notice here, for example, price crossed below and then it crossed right back above it right here, and look how that price went up. So this is really good for, letting you know that, hey, you might need to get out of this trade, and that can be a signal for you to cut your losses instead of hitting a stop loss maybe. So comment below, let me know is this video helpful for you? What videos do you want to see in the future? We pay attention to comments and things, feedback we get from you guys to determine what to record next. Otherwise, I hope that you find this helpful, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next training video. Thank you so much for watching.